Welcome to the latest hotel room review, and today we're at the Thistle Barbican in London. So first of all, just take a quick look outside the corridor. You'll see a very, very thin, darkly lit corridor. And today we're in room 2429. Okay, we're going to start because as we come through the main door, we go straight into the bathroom. As you can see, I've been here one night. That's all I'm staying in this hotel. So the bathroom, I think they call it tired. It's okay. It's cleanish. Clean. Sorry, it's clean. It does have some sign of use, and that it hasn't been decorated for a while at the back of the taps. It's quite black. It's a small bathroom, but at least it's got a bath, which for me personally is what I like. The shower, well, I used it this morning. It was a bit more than a trickle. It was okay, it was adequate, but it certainly wasn't a great deal of power coming down it. Okay, that's the bathroom. And then moving into the main room. The room is tiny, basically. I'm trying to get the best shot, which is very difficult because, as you can see, it's a very narrow corridor as you walk in. And the first thing is you've got a big TV, or reasonable sized TV. Unfortunately, you could be very careful with banging yourself as you walk past it, because there's not a lot of room. If I spin round, there's not a lot of room. And you can easily catch the TV. Okay, bed, it's a single bed. It's just a single room, so I suppose that's what you would expect. But the rest of the room is just tiny. It's just a little bit of space. The side of the bed, there's a very small desk. Just a couple of electric sockets, or 3 electric sockets over there. Problem with this room is that that light didn't work, which was a shame, because you either had to have the main light on, which is quite harsh, or you're in the complete darkness. Facilities, we've got tea, coffee like everywhere else. Because it's a single room, there was 1 cup, there was only a couple of sugars, there was only 1 portion of coffee, 1 tea bag, and a couple of herbal tea bags. So not a great deal when you wanted to have a few, like a drink at night and a drink in the morning, like I do. This here, I'm not really sure what it is. It's in the room and it's got a tag around it saying do not use it. Don't know what it is. Very strange. Cupboard. Obviously the old style cupboard, not the modern ones which I've seen recently, which are all open plan, which is good in a way because it stops any dust and getting onto your clothes if you're here for a few days. Not sure you can see in there too well, but there are basically up there is an iron and a hairdryer. Now I know you see hairdryers in most rooms, but you don't always see an iron, and there's the ironing board. So that's good. That's useful to have an ironing board without having to ask for it. View. Now I want to give you the view, but I'm going to have to be really careful here, because basically the view just looks straight out into a lot of other hotel rooms. So I don't particularly want to be hanging the camera too much out the window or through the window, because it looks a bit weird videoing into other people's rooms. But that is the problem. There is very little view. The windows are absolutely filthy. But that's the view. Just straight out onto someone else's rooms. So you really have to keep your curtains closed at all times. It also makes it very dark. I mean, you can see it's very sunny outside, but it's dark in here, so I've had to keep the lights on to do this filming because it is so dark. Okay, not a lot more you can say about the room. It's a single room at the Thistle Hotel Barbican in London. The price, well, I was a little bit disappointed because the price I booked was £120 per night. Quite cheap. Except when I booked in, it was £146 a night. And then I was told that was because of VAT that hadn't been added. Haven't seen another hotel doing that, but another £26 on top could be a shock if people are on a budget and you've booked it because of that price. So a little bit disappointing. Scoring rate, well, it's a very small room, it's very cramped. Oh, the other thing was, there are a lot of stains on the carpet. The carpet is really quite dirty. And I'm not a snob. I really aren't a snob. But I really didn't feel like walking around in my bare feet. I ended up wearing my shoes until I went to bed because it just looks so dirty. The bed though itself was clean, perfectly clean. I mean, the rooms are all pretty nicely decorated. You know, and that looks pretty fresh. There's no marks on the wall. I think just disappointed it's a small room. The TV, whilst it's a good size, reasonable size, only had about 10 English channels on it. It wasn't the full Freeview, so I'm not sure how they've managed to do that nowadays. But yeah, going to a rating, it's going to have to be a 5. Disappointed in the price and the shock of the price changing. Bath's okay. It does take about 15 to 20 minutes to actually run a bath, and I know that because I was watching the football last night on the iPad, which I will come around to in a second. But I was watching the football last night on the iPad, and I started the bath running about 10 minutes before the end of the match, thinking, well, I'm not too fussed to see right to the very end. And it must have been 10 minutes after the match finished when I could actually get into the bath with enough water. Very, very slow running bath. On the plus, Wi-Fi. Very, very good. I managed to watch football on the iPad without it even buffering once. So it's a very powerful Wi-Fi. Whether I'm lucky that I'm near a Wi-Fi repeater, I don't know, but it was very, very good. No problem at all with the connection dropping, which does happen in hotels, and you often cannot watch TV on an iPad in a hotel. So that was very good at this point. Okay, I think I'll wrap it up there. As I say, I can only give it a 5 really. Price, I was disappointed with. The size of the room, disappointed. I know there are bigger rooms, obviously. There's better rooms because colleagues have stayed in them, but this one is very small, very claustrophobic, and the view is just non-existent. I know some people might say, well, you're in London, you want to be out looking at the views, not in your hotel. But there's nothing nicer, and I like the other hotels where you can just look out the window and watch the world go by for a few minutes. Can't do that here. Alright, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and check back for more hotel room reviews later.